A new manufacturing plant is coming to Redmond that means about 20 new living wage jobs. I'm Steve Coffey.
Certainly a good time of the year to start 2010 with a new employer that is going to create jobs.
John Stark is manager of READY, Redmond Economic Development, Inc.
The owners of the company, Jeff Raines and Mark Stapleton, had operated a couple of telecom companies here in the area in years past, and so they were already familiar with the Central Oregon area, although they did have a couple of other locations they were looking at for this startup operation. Redmond provided a centralized location and access to the raw materials that they need to produce these pellets.
Mark Stapleton is president of the new Pacific Pellet Company.
Well, we'd actually taken a look at several locations within Oregon. As you know, Oregon is rich in biomass resources, specifically in wood, and so what we were doing as a company, doing our due diligence to find the most strategic location whereby we'd have the most access to multiple wood suppliers, and we felt Central Oregon was just that spot.
Now, your background has been into basically technology, Oregon Telecom, so this seems to be kind of a change of direction.
Yeah, we went a little left field. My background's 20 years in telecommunications, so we'd had a couple companies in Oregon that were, knock on wood, very successful for us. So we have a non-compete, having sold Oregon Telecom, and since then my business partner, Jeff Raines, who's now the CEO of Pacific Pellet, and I have decided that we would get in the renewable energy sector and thought that was an innovative, exciting area that we should be involved with, and are no longer in the telecom business.
Bioenergy seems to be the wave of the future, isn't it?
We think so.
Where will you be getting your raw materials?
Well, we've got multiple sources, lots of loggers that have access through BLM stewardship type programs, public and private timber sales. We've actually be working probably with Vanport or Warm Springs to get some of their residuals out of their sawmill there. We may be working with Interfor to get some logs chipped out of Interfor, out of Gilcrest there just south of us.
And I know Congressman Greg Walden has been pushing for a long time to develop these kind of products because of so much biomass that's being just cut down and just burned in the forest to get rid of it. Would you be tapping into some of this biomass from the forest?
Well, we would need clean chips from that biomass. So as long as those logs are not desirable for sawmill purposes, for 2x4s, etc., we need a clean chip residual that we can put in our pellet to maintain a premium quality pellet that would be less than 1% of ash and exceed some other criteria that the Pellet Institute has established for other pellet providers or manufacturers.
A Pellet Institute. Who would have thought?
Yeah, National Pellet Institute. So they've done a lot of research on criteria that what makes a quality pellet, and they've differentiated between what would be a residential premium grade, a standard grade, and somewhat of a utility grade. When we're in production in the spring of this year, we're going to be concentrating our efforts on producing a premium grade wood pellet. And that wood pellet will be predominantly Doug fir, and roughly 80% Doug fir and 20% other species such as ponderosa pine or white fir.
Pacific Pellet has already begun moving into the former Crown Pacific plywood location on East Antler in Redmond.
That infrastructure's been there for quite some time, and we're excited to be in there. It's got all the utilities that we need that are sufficient and the available area that we're going to be requiring.
And it looks like the facility is not only going to be advantageous to you, not only to bring raw material in, but get the finished product out.
Correct. It's got railroad spur to the site there. Of course, 97 is nice access to going south to California, north to Washington, and of course all over Oregon.
Pacific Pellet is now hiring through the Redmond office of WorkSource Oregon. Stapleton says they hope to be at full operation by this March.
We're excited to be in Central Oregon, and we've had good success with finding good people there, and our success depends on people, so we're looking forward to that opportunity.
I'm Steve Coffey. Take 5 is a presentation of News Talk 1110 KBND. Depend on us.